everyone, and welcome back to Red Sand Rising. I am Charlie as your GM for this, as always, and with me are some lovely friends.
Hello. I'm Elias, and I'm once again playing our beautiful little fancy little dwarf, Giovanni, who is ready to defend the gardens with a rage against as many goblins as they throw at us.
Hi, it's me, Faye, playing as Sappho, our bard with way too pink hair.
Hello, it's me, Sylvia again. And while I might be a bit sick IRL, I hope it's not too audible, and I'm gonna be hopefully more healthy and successful in-game as Jiji, our little alchemist.
Heck yes. And as you might have noticed, we are missing Peter as well for today, who will not be in the session. However, we are back. As last we left off, our Sandpoint guardians healed Cruncher, saving him from death, and questioned the chanter. Very quickly, they learned that the goblins in the main chamber worked for Ripnugget and have no intentions of changing sides. But the chanter was scared enough to be willing to give out information about what's behind the three main doors. A chamber full of webs that the goblins avoid, a chamber for training the dogs, and a chamber where some insane goblins hold up, saying it's an infectious insanity. The party also met Tunch, a self-employed master taxidermist who asked the group to kill the witch, telling them that she is the goblin who went insane and caused them to go insane as well, and promising to give the group a full map of the first floor if they go after the witch and, in his words, release over the brainwashed goblins and kill the witch. On their way to the witch, Tippler stopped to look at Cruncher, and realizing he is doing worse than he initially thought, Tippler decided to split from the party for a while so he can bring Cruncher out of the pit and into a better health situation. Now, the group enters the main chamber, meeting the 6 goblin guardians of the witch that, according to Tunch, are being enchanted and brainwashed by the witch. We are actually jumping to the immediate initiative as you were stealthing but noticed. There are a bunch of people in this chamber that you can see.
Oh no, so many dice.
So many of them. So many dice. There are around 6 goblins in this chamber that are looking immediately towards you. As we're starting in combat, first to go, before everything else, once Giovanni opens the door, is one of the goblins. A further away goblin starts rushing in and moving towards the party. It moves for 2 actions, then yells in Goblin, "Intruders!" As for its 3rd action, it switches its weapon to a bow but keeps its distance. This leads us to Sappho. You are currently outside the chamber, so you don't see too many of them, only except for those in the door. But you can move a little forward in to see how large the chamber is and how it looks like.
Yes. Well, first action of the day is going to be I want everyone to have a bit of a better stance against them. So I'll be casting Bless. And I think I just need to pull that aura on me. Yes. So, and then that is 2 actions of mine. And as a 3rd one, I'll take the, oh my god, which was the rallying anthem.
Mm-hmm.
To get all of us a bit more sturdy against these foes. Just as a heads up, Giovanni, if you move too, like even a little bit further away, you might get out of my bless, but you would still be, of course, having the rallying anthem.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Sappho is just with a little bit of a damn of that they have, spotted us before we could, we were trying to be so sneaky.
That was very good though.
With that, my turn is done.
Would lead us to Jiji.
All right. I can only ever see 2 of the goblins so far. I can probably hear
yes.
more of them since they noticed us.
Absolutely. There's a lot of commotion inside that tells you for like numbers. There's a group of them.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out my ranges for a second. So I don't see them. But from where I stand, I think I can perfectly like just place a fireball in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And just
you
hope
have
that
a
I
vision
get
to the
many
enter
as
of the
I
room.
can.
Yeah.
It would be a 20-foot burst. How do I best place it? Like, do I see like in which way Giovanni is looking where I could guess like enemies might be?
I think with the way that Giovanni is looking, you can see they're kind of spread. There's some on the like eastern side or western side of the chamber, as well as to the north and south, and probably spread around this whole chamber. Your fireball would cover most of what you can see, though, so that's not a bad suggestion to just put it in the center.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I would take one step forward behind Giovanni of how much more I would see.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell on the map, basically, how much more of an angle that would give me.
I think if you go one forward, you would be able to see a little more to the east side of the map. And maybe actually a little more to the west as well, because Giovanni is standing fully in the opening and he has view to the whole room, almost.
Okay. I mean, technically, since I have 3 actions and I'm not going to use my 3rd action for anything else, I can do a full like movement, step into Giovanni's space and step back, right?
Yes.
Which would give me the information of the goblins. So looking at that, it seems it might be the best position.
You put it a little more to the east, somewhere in the center, and then you catch 5 out of the 6 of them, yes. Please display the spell so I can start rolling their saving throws.
Yes. This is the first time you see Jiji casting Fireball. So.
Oh, then please describe it.
I think, like usual, she would mix up like a concoction in one of her vials, and like it looks very explosive. And then she like envelops it in magic and shoots it forward, like to the center of the room where like a big fireball explodes.
Amazing.
So yeah, let's see what it does.
So, starting with the top right, clockwise to the other guy, we're gonna roll for them for the saving throws. Number 1 is a natural 20, so it takes no damage. Number 2 is a 24, so that's half damage for number 2. Out of 24 damage, it's going to be 12. Goblin number 3 is a success, so it's half damage. Goblin number 4.
How are they succeeding so much?
They have reflex. Is a fail. It's taking full damage. And goblin number 5 is a natural 1. So it gets double damage.
Ouch, that's gonna hurt.
It's hurting enough to fully bring them down.
Oh no.
That is from Jiji. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. Leading us to one of the goblins that got injured from the fireball. Actually, no. Yeah, it is the one who got success, so it got half damage. One from the eastern side further away. Taking out its short bow, so it's switching its weapon from the main weapon to the bow. Moving just a little bit to be in range to shoot one in the door, which is Giovanni. And then it's going to shoot in its short bow against Giovanni. That would be a 13 to hit Giovanni, which is a critical miss for multiple reasons.
Dun, dun, dun.
Tan, tan, tan. That is 3 actions from that goblin, leading us to Giovanni.
Alright, so Giovanni takes a quick look around the room. They all have short bows that they could use to also fire arrows, I suppose. They are not just stuck with their melee weapons.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Alright, so first off, Giovanni will focus on his connection to the elemental planes and channel his elemental aura with the first action. Channeling the power of roses and water into the aura. As part of that, Giovanni gets to make a one-action ranged elemental blast. And there's one goblin who is looking like really hurt by this fireball. He's looking like he's barely even standing anymore. So Giovanni will target that very, very hurt goblin.
Yes, absolutely.
As he's like channeling the aura and like kind of starting to grow flowers out of the earth. He's also like just kind of channeling a blast of water away from the flowers and straight into the goblin in shape of like a thrown spear almost. So gonna roll for a ranged elemental blast. Here, I'm still at the 2-action blast, but it's going to be a 1-action blast with cold damage, and here we go. Plus 13, rolled an 18 on the die. Look at that.
Heck yes, look at
31 total.
Ooh. That is a critical hit against a guy.
Alright, let me roll my 2d8 cold damage. That's a 2 and a 6, so 8 gets doubled to 16 cold damage to a guy who was barely even standing anymore.
16 cold damage is enough to bring that guy down.
Alright, and with that, the number of the enemy goblins have been decimated down to 4, I believe. Still standing, at least in Giovanni's point of view, from what Giovanni can see. You can see almost the entire room, which is like full of like haystacks and beds and stuff. It looks like that's where the goblins have been chilling out, hanging out, living, maybe almost, you could call it, if you can call it alive.
If you can call it alive.
Living. Yeah. But yeah, with my remaining 2 actions, you see just a big kind of chunky, wide roses growing out of the ground, and the big juicy stems are just forming almost a barrier around Giovanni. As Giovanni casts a protector rose bush on his very own space, protecting him from any kind of strikes, and that's gonna be the turn.
Heck yes. Leading us to one of the other goblins who is inside, the one who got a little hurt from the fireball, but not very hurt, but not the one who was already moved. As a first action, seeing that you can do things from afar, it is going to yell in Goblin inside the chamber, "Protect Minargul! Protect Minargul!" As you like kind of giving commands to the other goblins to like protect our leader, kind of thing.
Can we
it is then going
from that, like who Minargul might be?
I would say yes. They are in a single room that is right before where Tunch told you is the witch's room. They are the guards, essentially. So if they say protect Minargul, you can assume Minargul is probably the witch.
Ah, yeah, okay. I thought it was like a goblin leader
Makes
between them,
sense.
but that makes sense.
Oh, more like they are all looking the same, kind of like guards, but they say protect someone else.
I see.
As its second action, it is going to move and step right in front of Giovanni. And as a third action, it is going to try to hit you with its melee weapon.
Rude.
Rude, isn't it?
So rude.
That's a 28 to hit.
Well, it will hit Giovanni's AC, but the juicy, thick thorns of the rose bushes kind of like take the damage instead of Giovanni.
And the rose bush takes 13 damage out of the 20, 30. How much does it have?
Well, since we're level 5 now, protected 3 is basically at the 3rd level heightened, so there's 30 hit points now, so it's
Amazing
got 17
spell.
left.
Yeah, beautiful. That was 1 action to move, 1 action to send, 1 action to attack, leading us to a next goblin, the one who actually critically succeeded against the fireball and took no damage. As a first action, it is going to move all the way to the door, which is the one between yourselves and where Tunch has told you the witch is. As a second action, it's going to open the door. And as a third action, it is going to try to talk to the one behind it, yelling inside as well in Goblin, "Minargul! We have enemies! We have enemies coming into our territory!" leading us to the final goblin, the one who wasn't in the fireball, the one who was kind of didn't share the shared experience of being burnt together. The one who is right next to it has been already, 2 of them has been taken out. So it's actually going to move away from Giovanni a bit further into the chamber. Switch to his bow. And then shoot at the one in the door, which is still Giovanni. As none of you advanced into the room, technically.
We're holding the door.
Hold the door!
Hold door!
That is a critical miss on its attack. And that is its entire turn. Leading us to Minargul. From inside the door, you hear a voice. Who are coming into our chambers? As for a first action, she rushes out. She sees her people on the ground. She sees you in the door. She casts a spell and yells towards you. What are you doing to my men? Why are you attacking us? What did we do to you? Let us go! As she casts heal on the guy who got fallen.
What does Giovanni see as he sees this Minargo rushing out of her chamber?
Minargul is a goblin who has kind of a helmet of a skull on her head. She definitely wears garbs that seems to be more of a crafting type and the witching type. She has a pouch on her side that seems to have some items in it. And she has a large cane that kind of looks like a scythe on her. But she, although went outside, and her actions was not attack. Her actions was to tell you guys, stop attacking. As she yells to her people, lay down your weapons. And she's gonna heal the one who has passed out. With a 2-action heal. Which leads us to Sappho.
Oh no. Oh no. Like, I mean, Sappho hasn't yet seen them because Sappho is the furthest away.
Yes, but I'm positive Sappho would have heard Minargul yelling, don't attack my men, what did we do to you? Stop attacking. The stop attacking, just to make it clarified, is to her men, not to you. Also to you, but her men.
Yes, but Sappho will, like, you know, we'll definitely check if they will actually do it. Also, to just get a view, we'll step past Giovanni.
Mm-hmm.
Does the goblin do anything when I'm, you know, entering and moving around him?
No.
Interesting.
Did she speak in common or in goblin?
She spoke half and half. Towards you, whenever she said something was in common, because she doesn't know if you speak goblin or not. Towards her men, you heard, lay down your weapons in goblin.
Yeah,
or like,
me
stop
and Sappho
attacking
would
in
understand
goblin.
that either way.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. That's
Dilemmas.
so hard. Yes, that is dilemmas. You can't do this to me. To Sappho has stepped in to get a sense. When I like look at her, at the witch.
Yes.
Do I get a kind of a sense of like if this is she doing a kind of ruse to lure us into false sense of security, or like what's the vibe check on her? What's my vibe check?
Would you like to give me a sense motive for an action?
Yes.
Please do. Roll a perception roll. Blind.
Yes.
You see genuine fear in the face of the witch. Mostly for her men, but also some confusion as far as she knows. She doesn't know your reasoning to come and attack here. So it's not like she was like, oh, I know these guys are coming. She's confused that you're here attacking and she's worried for her people.
Okay, so I will then just, because I only have one action left, the good thing is Bless is sustained anyway. The sustain is only to like make it bigger. So I keep my rallying anthem up. And that's the end of my turn. And Sappho's basically looking towards Giovanni and Jiji and it's just like shrugging, like, eh?
You're not saying anything
So,
to her?
Sappho's just like, because Sappho currently is very confused about the situation. She thought she was going against somebody who would be directly evil and, you know.
You mean,
but
we
now
were
somebody is
hired
apparently being
to deal
nice.
with her, kind of. So
yes,
I'm also very like
but,
suspicious because I think Tanj specifically mentioned that like don't trust her words or something. She'll lure you in or something. She's cunning or something.
Yes, but also Sappho has this stuff like, what if we're doing the wrong thing? So Sappho is looking at the rest of her party for like basically, you know, confused guidance, as in like, do we still attack? Do we not? Do we want to talk? As in like, with like a shrug. Yeah. Also because I have not really any actions or anything left to do.
Then after Sappho, that would lead us to Jiji.
All right. I do see her from where I'm standing, even if I'm kind of hidden behind Giovanni a bit.
Yes.
I'm not gonna attack anymore for now. I'd also love to get an action on her of like sense motive.
You can give me a roll as well. You're not fully certain. It seems like she is genuine, but you don't see, like, you're a bit too far away to know exactly, and it's kind of hidden behind people. You get a sense that she's genuinely telling what she's thinking. But essentially, you don't have any specifics like Sappho had, but you get a general sense of she seems to be saying what she's having in mind.
I guess then I would probably hold a spell. For like, if anyone attacks Sappho or Giovanni, I would retaliate basically.
I believe you need an action to hold one action, so only if it's a single action spell, I think it can do that.
Ah, right.
If I remember correctly.
Can I hold my focus spell?
Is it a single action?
Yes.
Yeah, basically in Pathfinder by default you can only basically use 2 actions in your turn to ready a single action, but it can be any action, and then you can, whenever you want, use your reaction to use that action that you read.
Okay, so it's basically readying and I can use my reaction to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, but unfortunately it only works with one action.
Yeah, that's perfect. My focus
cool
spell is a one action spell. So I would basically ready the Hand of the Apprentice spell.
Yeah.
If any one of them is basically aggressive, then I would retaliate. But I kind of just end my turn with shouting back of like, then why were we hired to like end your evil doings? You were apparently stealing the men from the main tribe?
I like Gigi's turn. Is that, with the held action, is that your turn?
Yes.
Following to the goblin in the center, it is moving backwards toward the witch, putting its weapon away. Giovanni.
Alright, I'll start things off as well with getting a vibe check and see what Giovanni thinks of this witch's
Give me your vibe checks.
words. Yes, secret perception check.
Yes.
See, plus 11, but I can't see what I roll.
Similar to Jiji, you don't get an exact like facial expressions like Sappho did, but a genuine, like a genuine. She wants this to stop. She wants to talk. She doesn't know what's going on.
Then Giovanni just yells out, "What's your intentions with the gardens? What do you want to do to the gardens of Sandpoint?"
I love it. I will bring up that they are all going to back up away. Unless you do anything aggressive, we end encounter here and we can move to conversation.
Does she heal the other goblin as well?
She will stabilize the other goblin in her turn. But other than that, all of the goblins in their turn moves backwards. Like, she told them to back off. They did. They lowered their weapon. And unless you do anything aggressive, this is where we end this encounter. For now. You can always go back to it.
I think we can smash each other's heads in after talking for a bit, if we
Perfect.
still want to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then we are out of initiative. Minargul is looking over her people, making sure that every one of them seems to be at least stabilized, if not healed. And she asks them to back away so you can move into the chamber and talk. Who sent you here?
Another goblin from your tribe, I believe.
Taxidermist guy.
Ugh.
Well, Jiji and Giovanni have stepped forward. Sappho would also like to get a sense of her men, if they are basically just following somebody out of their own free will, or if it's they are being basically mind controlled. If she gets a sense of that.
Ooh.
Because
Give me a... It's gonna be another vibe check. A perception
because
roll.
I have if it is against I get a +2 circumstance bonus on perception checks to sense motives when trying to determine if a creature is under the influence of an effect like dominate or something.
Ooh,
Because of
okay.
my ancestral suspicion, the elves are so suspicious of everything.
Ancestral suspicion. I love it. Yes, give me a roll.
Then just so yeah, I get just +2, and well, so blind with this.
Sappho. For once, this is probably the weirdest sense you get here. You get a feeling that some of them, at least the one that you're examining first, for example, is not under one, but two opposing mind effects that are battling each other.
Okay.
Minargul steps forward and asks you, "Can we speak, please? I don't want you attacking my people because... Who? Tunch sent you? Oh, for fuck's sake. Can we talk
I mean, we are
inside?"
talking.
What spells have you put them under?
It's complicated. Can we talk about it inside, please?
We'd feel
They've been through
safer
a lot.
not following you in there if we can talk here.
If we must. You're gonna make them all very upset, but if we must.
Why would they be upset
I
about
mean, if
us
they're
talking?
not after the gardens, then we don't have to upset them.
What gardens are you talking
We can talk
about?
inside. The gardens of Sandpoint, we saw in a vision hordes and hordes of disasters coming down upon my beautiful gardens. We're here to stop that from happening.
No offense, but why would I care about gardens in Sandpoint?
Are you not with Ripnugget?
Ripnugget? She spits on the ground. I'm trying to get him out of here.
Well, I'm down to talk inside.
All right. I guess Gigi is still confused of why the goblins would be upset at us talking. Just
She walks inside to her chamber, which it's a very odd chamber. It's a smaller chamber than the one before. There is some sort of assortment of bones on the wall, another fire on the side, some bed shifts in this other on one of the corners of the chamber, and what looks to be an altar of some sort somewhere in it. Is your friend joining? As you see, Gigi's and Giovanni's are inside, and Sappho hasn't joined.
I mean, Sappho is slowly Sappho with the seeing that there's multiple mind control things is just a very careful and looking, would look around if there's anything that maybe is something
Odd.
like a trap or odds, and just trying to figure out because
I have a
as you
hunch.
said, it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing that
Seeing Sappho's reaction, I have a hunch of what's going on, and I'd love to hear basically her side of the story. That's why I'm willing to cooperate with her. So.
Yeah, don't mind our friend over there. She's just ancestrally suspicious. It's just the way she is. But we can speak plainly now, can't we? Close the door, Sappho.
these elf eyes can see everything.
You can give me a perception roll to the room if you would like to check for traps or anything around it. That's for all three of you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
I would definitely have a closer look around as we get in there. Yeah. Even though Giovanni does kind of have a good feeling about this witch.
Well, she doesn't want the garden, so that's for sure.
She definitely wants the gardens, and she's opposed to Ripnugget. That's already two big pluses.
Number one red flag deal breaker for Giovanni is already out of the way. If
Exactly.
you don't have business destroying the gardens, we can be friends.
Looking around this chamber, it doesn't seem trapped at any... nothing about it seems trapped at all. No special runes or anything like that. What you do notice, Giovanni specifically, you notice that there's some incense burning on the altar. And what all of you would probably notice is definitely the makeshift of bones on the wall is uncannily reminding you of the Sandpoint devil, a horse head with bat wings. It is very similar to things you've already known about. Well, the boogeyman of Sandpoint, essentially.
Nice decor.
Look. Thank you. Look.
Wait. One question. Why is the incense burning over there? Are you doing some magic ritual stuff in here as we speak right now?
I was trying to communicate with some being, but nothing so far. Look.
Alright, sorry, I won't interrupt you anymore. Tell us your story. Why are you here? What are you doing here? What's your relationship to Ripnugget, and what's your relationship to the weird little taxidermist goblin?
This goddamn Ripnugget, I swear. Ripnugget showed up a while ago, killed our leader, and took over the minds of all of our tribe. I managed to get some of them one by one under my control back, but as long as Ripnugget is here, if I break for a moment, they will go back to serve him, and if they will serve him, they will die. I am trying to summon something to come here to get Ripnugget out of here. I've been trying to summon the Sandpoint devil and it didn't work out. I just wanted Ripnugget out. Anything but him. He is a destructive force to our tribe and he is ruining all of us. People die for him without any purpose. I managed to save 6. Nothing but that. But if I break my concentration for a moment on them, they will go back to the control of Ripnugget and they will die in his name. I can't lose hope.
Why did Tanj think you were also evil?
Tanj is a fucking idiot. Tanj and I had one fight, and he goes on its own and decides I'm the devil now. One fight. Does it make sense? And it was a dumb fight. I wouldn't let him have a bone. I didn't think he will go as far as sending someone to kill me.
Well, he does strike me as somebody who would get as upset about not getting a bone that he might want to for one of his taxidermies.
It's not a time for us to fight among ourselves, and he's just walking to his whatever he's wearing in the workshop he's in, and he's safe because nothing reaches him. But our people are dying while he hides there making puppets. Don't tell him I said that. He will kill me if I tell him I called it puppets.
That's fair, it's kind of a weird hobby. What was your name again?
Minargul.
Minargo.
Minargul.
Do you believe in a god?
A specific one? Just one specifically?
Just any?
Generally, I follow domains, not specifically a single god, if that is your question. But
well,
gods...
I was only asking to make to seem cool and say, oh yeah, your god maybe sent us after you try summoning for help. Because our plan is actually to kick Ripnugget out of here. Not just out of here, but out of this entire plane of existence.
That's a plan I can support. How do I sign up and how do I help?
Any information is already of great help. Since you had contact with Ripnugget?
Barely. We had a scuffle, as you will say, and I think my only benefit is that he thinks I'm worthless to kill, which gave me enough time to gather some men and one by one bring them back. Not enough, though.
So he has some kind of mind control stuff going on. Would that also work on all of us?
I don't think it would, but something about him is just unnatural. I can't say he's definitely doing something, but I haven't seen him casting a spell to do that, nor have I seen him... It's him speaking. He speaks to them and they just turn.
That is concerning.
He's also not alone. He's has
not
some
alone?
creatures with him. I've only seen them once, but from the one time I saw them, my god, I would not be able to handle them. That's why I tried to summon something bigger, something like the Sandpoint Devil, something to come here and take him out.
Do you know what creatures does work?
Sadly, no, but I can describe you...
As best as you can, please.
Their faces, yes. They're bipedal creatures, but nothing I've ever seen before. They don't look humanoid in any way. They hold weapons and wear armor, but they seem monstrous. Their face looks like a human skull, but instead of a jaw, there is claws, and it opens bigger than, and not from what you expect. It's just their mouth seems terrifying. I would not want to be bitten by that. And they follow him.
It's a pretty toothy maw.
Oh no.
I would say it's a pretty toothy maw, but add some claws to the end of a mouth.
Ew.
And
I've
how
seen
They're
tall?
just skulls? Are they undead? Or are they like, do they have flesh as well, or just bones?
They have flesh, and they're medium-sized creatures. They're bigger than I am, so they're just there. But they follow him unquestionably. They do what he says. It's as if they know what he thinks and do as he thinks on their own. I've never seen anything like them.
Yeah.
Based on the description, can I try to recall knowledge if I can make any connections in my head of what that might be?
So I'm gonna say yes, but the DC is gonna be higher because you don't see it and don't have the exact description. It's going to be...
Makes sense.
Yes, sorry?
Sappho would also try to rack up any story, anything she's ever heard about claws for mouths and not actual faces, and, you know, if there's
You can
anything.
give me an occultism roll, please.
Oh.
I was not gonna... Giovanni's probably not gonna get a lot of good information with his zero occultism, but let's see.
I will
That's worth
actually
trying.
use because I think this feels kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do Lawmaster's Etude as one of my focus pool spells.
Yes.
And that means I can see here if it's it's not reacting. So I can roll it twice and take the higher result.
Yes, please.
So yeah, just need to doop, 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 doop.
Any rolls from Jiji?
I mean, my occultism is quite kind of high, even though I don't usually play into it, so I might as well roll.
You could. She is kind of describing what she saw without knowing what she saw. You all share some conversation based on what she's saying. Giovanni, to you it does sound like a type of fiend. Something with no better description, a toothy maw with claws in the end. That it's still kind of humanoid looking, but also monstrous looking. Sounds like a type of demon to you.
Oh, that's probably the maw is probably for eating plants, for destroying gardens, and it's probably a devil that is specifically summoned to destroy gardens and eat plants.
You think it's your vision? Like, this thing is your vision? Oh my god.
I don't know, Sappho. What do you think?
As Giovanni is saying what he thinks, both Sappho and Jiji, you think of the description, but in this situation, as you talk about it, Sappho, you stop mid-talking as your brain kind of clocks it. This is a perfect description of a type of aberration called greed spawn. It is a mean creature, and its bite is absolutely deadly.
I have absolutely read this in a poem where the greed spawn was compared to like actual, like how greed is, eating up people and all this. I definitely have read it in there, and Sappho will just recite that poem directly in front of the people and be like, I think that might be it. And then that's nasty. That's pretty nasty.
So it's an aberration. And we say that bite is deadly? In what way? It just kills you, or is it like poisonous or something?
I will add, since your roles are appropriate, its bite can make you feel nauseous, and as long as you are nauseous, you kind of lose focus a lot.
It's like, it kind of stings. Like it feels like, it as if you've eaten really bad food. Makes you pretty nauseous, and like, I mean, if you've ever been really nauseous, you can't really, like, everything else gets harder because it's so overwhelming. I don't know how exactly it does it, but I mean, aberrations work really weirdly.
Minargul is adding to that. Well, if you want more bad news to what you just said, there were at least 3 of them, in addition to Ripnugget. I don't know how many more.
And they're always hanging out around him, or only sometimes?
As far as I've seen, he always walks and they walk next to him. But if I'm being honest, I have a hunch he is somewhere within the walls, but I haven't been able to see where he is exactly. I tried sending people, but if they let them go too close to him, I lose the grasp against him and they fall back, so I stop sending people, and if I go too close to him, well, all these men are doomed, and I would not want the Whistlefang tribe to die because of an outsider creature. He's not even a goblin. He's clearly something deathly.
Yeah, we figured as much. Even Noalia said he should be dead, kind of, but apparently he's not, and he's
not
here.
Familiar.
She knew him back in the day.
Yeah, she was surprised that he's still around, so...
If you...
And another question, because we heard from a different source that he was like able to teleport, but is it more so that he just has hidden pathways potentially in this cave system or in this entire thing here? Or do you think he can actually teleport?
I would hunch that he found something beyond the walls, or created something beyond the walls. We have been here for a very long time, but I mean, this is our home. We don't just go breaking the walls to see if we find new things. And also, I haven't been here from the start. People have been here way before me, but I would assume that with the fact that we have some areas we don't go to because they're already occupied, there's probably a way that he goes through that we don't.
So,
And do you know where he has, like, where he usually resides, or where his kind of headquarters are?
Well, if I'm gonna be fully open, since it seems like you might be able to take care of him, let me describe to you what happened the day he showed up. It's not a pretty one, which is kind of what I wanted to not be next to the other people. I feel like if I start talking about him, I might lose my grip and they will remember. But also if I remind something like that happened, it's not pretty. We were living here, the Whistlefangs, and she kind of shows her teeth to show that she has holes in her teeth as well. Like most of the other ones you've been meeting so far. We lived here for many years.
One question, can you whistle through your teeth?
Oh yeah. Our teeth are specially made to be whistles so we can communicate with our own kind.
Oh, that's pretty sick, honestly.
Thank you. It's a very long tradition. A while ago, which is, well, not that while ago by now, but multiple days ago,
I meant sick in a bad way. Sorry, keep going. No. In a neutral way, It's cool, but I wouldn't do it personally.
I mean,
please continue.
You're not
Giovanni.
a whistle fan, but
don't be rude.
I wouldn't expect you to do a whistle in your teeth. You're not part of the tribe. Anyway.
Once you see the gardens I can make, he will invite me to your tribe. He will want me.
You have to tell me more about those gardens when the threat is gone.
I've actually been researching underground garden. No, please, you keep going with your story.
Thank you. We gathered to one of our just general lunch or dinner time, a meal event, when we heard someone going through the main door. And usually our main door is normally trapped just to make sure we're not randomly attacked by people. But nothing happened. So we just assumed one of our own came back because the trap knows when a goblin arrives. I don't know why it didn't trigger for him, but he is probably goblin enough to still be counted as a goblin. He showed up, didn't even say a word, went all the way to our leader who was sitting on the chair, and burned him in front of everyone. He then turned around to all of us and told us, from now on, this is his lair, and he does what he wants, and we either serve Ripnugget or serve no one for the rest of our lives. As in, we die. Some people tried to fight immediately, and as you can assume, they died. Some people just stopped all they were doing and immediately turned towards the others. I can only assume maybe it's a distance thing, maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's a goblin thing. And she looks at Jiji, and I hope it's not. Maybe we're just weak-minded, and that was the issue. But too many have just turned their location to look towards the rest to see who is not complying. I first ran to the, we have a storage room. I hid there for a while, trying to figure out my next steps. And I heard it. I heard him saying, "Leave her. She's meaningless. She will die on her own." And I realized, no, I can't die on my own. He's taking away my family, my tribe. After hiding here for a bit, I managed to one by one take control back over the guards who were during their occupation, but at some point it became too difficult to move between the chambers, so I had to hole up inside and ask for a savior. which eventually you did show up, but from what I can tell you, he fears nothing. He fears no one. He went in here once, and I've only seen him one more time, also in the main chamber, as he was leaving towards the outside entrance. I don't think he saw me, but other than that, I have never seen him arriving or leaving again. He must have a different way. Somehow he uses ways we are not familiar with to go where he wants to, because he is here. He goes somewhere. Maybe he goes to the web room. I don't know, but maybe he found something else. But I can tell you one thing. And she points towards one of the western walls in her chamber, which is a bit like next to the area where she sleeps. And she says, sometimes at night I would wake up from whispers, something calling me to not sleep at the moment. But sometimes I feel like those whispers are in my dreams, but sometimes I wonder if they're closer than I think he is. I wonder if he's closer to where I am than I know he is.
Do you think there's like a lot of like secret doorways and tunnels in here?
I believe there must be a few, but I can't say we explore too much. You probably know about the secret place Tunch is hiding. I'm probably one of the only ones who know where he is. And I know that in his chamber, there is a way that leads to tunnels that I've never been in before. So there must be a way to reach those tunnels. Maybe that is one of the areas. Maybe it's something else, but I never thought of checking until started hearing the whispers. But let me give you a cautious warning. If you do find where he is, if you do find where he goes to and what he does, please do not underestimate him.
I at least I'm not planning to, because apparently his name is very descriptive and he rips you into tiny little nuggets, and I don't want to be nuggets.
Fair. I did not know that was the meaning of his name.
Neither did I.
That's how I understood it from
one of the goblins.
Described it.
One of the goblin has said that.
Yeah.
The one that you fought.
No, I stopped listening when he said that we have no chance against Ripnugget.
Yeah, I have this thing. I can't stop listening. I need to, like, in case maybe they recite a poem. Maybe, you know?
Oh, fair.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Tench or Kench?
Tench.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I can't believe that guy. I'm sorry. I know he got upset, but...
Should we go slap him when we go back to him?
Just... I don't know. Tell them you've killed me, or tell him...
Wouldn't it be better for you to work together?
I mean, Tunch was never really into preserving the tribe. He was always looking to become the master taxidermist, so yeah. I always assumed he was gonna leave at some point, but...
He didn't seem too concerned for his other tribesmen, so...
Yeah, I just found it to be a bit frustrating that we had a single fight between us and he left and decided to send the first person he saw to kill me. Honestly, I'm just happy it's you and not Ripnugget.
Well, he's also hiding from Ripnugget, so I don't think he would send him after you.
No.
But since we're already talking about it, do you know how many of your fellow tribesmen are under Ripnugget's control still, and with him maybe?
Well, generally, there are quite a lot of people in the Whistlefang tribe. Not everyone is here at the moment, because every once in a while they go hunting to bring some food down. We still have at least a couple of people under his control guarding the area in the center. I believe the guards who are also training the dogs are also under his control.
Dogs?
That might be it. They are goblin dogs. We train them to, be compatible companions.
Yeah, well, we didn't see any dogs, so I was confused.
Oh.
But is it just like his authority and his strength, or is it some actual magic or spell or something that's keeping them under his control? I did not quite understand that.
Sadly, I do not know. I know I had to fight. I do have to fight something that's taken over them, but I don't understand if it's magic or, how would I say it, charismatical feature.
Yeah.
But something is definitely happening there. They don't just change allegiances to a non-Whistlefang just because he showed up and killed the leader.
So I'm basically trying to write the things here carefully. It's so if we're going against Ripnugget, we might come across some of your men. Do you have a recommendation of how we can break his hold on them? Because if they attack us, then we might have to self-defend us. I
understand that.
We can't guarantee that, they'll live. But if you have any recommendations to send them your way or even have your hold on them strengthened, then we can of course do that.
That might be a possibility. I do know that while they guard the main entrance, I have never heard or seen Ripnugget walking with one of our own. They just guard the place, but whatever he is doing, he doesn't take any of the tribe with him. So it might be that if you do face him, you're only going to have to face whoever is walking with him. But if you can avoid... I don't know. I can't know how to tell you to find him without maybe encountering one of our own, and then if you can send them my way, that would be good. But I also don't know how much more I can hold until I can't anymore. And I do think that once he will no longer be a threat, I would not need to battle him so much.
Seems like taking out Ripnugget would be the easiest thing here.
If you could.
Yeah, it depends.
Speaking of how to find him, our little taxidermist guy has promised us he would draw up a map of the place, of all the secret places he knows. I don't suppose you know any of the secret places, except for the one he's hiding in the workshop.
It was worth a shot. That's why we came here to fight you, since it seemed like a promising lead. But
well, the more pressing reason for me personally was that you were supposed to be this really evil witch who is mad controlling all these goblins against their will.
Yeah, but we can just, I am indeed, pretty decent at lying. If I really want to, we can just pretend to Tunch that yes, we definitely killed her. We definitely made sure she is no longer with us. But
at least until he draws us the map.
Some of her people are still super upset, so that he doesn't go here.
Yeah, basically warn him that he shouldn't come here because the people are still guarding.
And upset the spaghetti. But we definitely took care of you. And so he should now draw the map for us. And then we will try to figure out where Ripnugget is and figure out how we can, defeat him, because he sounds, with each information, he just sounds worse and worse.
Yeah.
I'm positive that whatever he is doing is bigger than just the Whistlefang tribe.
He tried to resurrect and do bad rituals as well, kind of. It's, it wasn't him personally, but people that he has sent.
If you would like,
iffy.
I could give you some information, but probably drawing a map would be too big on me, but I could give you some information about places I'm aware of in our area.
Yes, yeah. We can always cross-reference.
Let's to your place. There's one other branch.
Isn't that the storage room?
There.
It is a storage room. That's where we keep most of the food, but at the moment it's a bit combatant, considering that I'm trying to preserve the people here from whatever is there, because we can't send anyone upstairs. But it does seem like Ripnugget is more on the approach of go hunt something from the outside, so that works quite well for me.
So not even worth checking out first, basically, that one.
I mean, you can look if you find anything, but it should just be food.
Well,
Yeah,
we
fair.
don't want to take your food away. So
I wouldn't tell you to not check anything. If you can find anything, please do. I can give you what I know, but as far as what I know, it will not lead you to where I think he might be, because none of the options in my head are fitting.
Well, what is the door that leads out west from the Great Hall? There's like north of the workshop that Tench is hiding in.
Oh, yes. This entire area, it used to be open as well for us. It used to be part of our, well, territory, but at some point, some spidery creatures started showing up, and very quickly the entire section became filled with webs. It was impossible to go there. I know that there is a way there that leads to deeper cavern areas that I've never actually been in, but I believe that might be the other side of what Tunch can look at in his chamber. And I used to use it before, but not anymore now that it's completely unoccupied. There's also a door there that I myself have locked because it leads deeper into this area, and well, there are different creatures live in different areas in this pit, and I wouldn't want one of them to just stumble upon my tribe, so I locked the door there, but there's a way down.
do you have a key for that on you?
I should have a key. Not for that though. Sadly, that was one of the lost ones, but I do have a different key. I have a key for one of the chambers down deeper, but I don't know where it belongs to. If you would like to have it, you can.
I mean, yeah, anything that helps us find out where things are.
To make it easier to go through some places,
She produces a slender brass key, and she just gives it to you and saying, this is not the key to the way down, but it's the key for something down there. So if you would like to at some point use it for getting back her tribe, take it.
Oh, much appreciated. And I think from memory there was one more door which was quite at the entrance, like
Yes.
similar to like on the opposite side of the workshop where the trap was.
So there's a door next to the trap room that leads to the east, and it would lead to the training grounds where the, well, probably now under Ripnugget goblins and our Whistlefang tribe are training the dogs. If you go there before, do know there's an additional door inside. We have barricaded it because there are some creepy crawlies on the other side that kind of like the web areas, but they don't have webs, and it does also go deeper down. We just fully barricaded it because the things there kept trying to come in and eat us.
Fair.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Do you
As
know
far
if
as I
Ripnugget
know, yes.
is going down to the further areas or going down to the further floors? Or if we should just search on this floor?
He keeps coming back here, so I would assume that if he would go to a lower floor, there are other ways to go deeper into the pit. I would assume he would have other ways to do so, but he keeps coming here, so there must be something here that he's looking for.
That's already good information.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
If we come back
it's
here,
probably-
like, do you have a secret knock or something so that your guides maybe don't scare us?
That's a good idea. You have a suggestion?
I don't know.
I would just whistle, but
We can try miming that, but I don't think we're as successful without, your special thief.
well, considering the fact that most of the Whistlefangs that are under Ripnugget stopped whistled because he doesn't appreciate our culture, any whistle would probably fit.
Okay, we can do that, even if it might not be as sharp.
That sounds... That would be great.
What about a passphrase? I like passphrases, like for example, the rose blooms in the morning. We just say that before we come in. What do you think?
That's hard to
Isn't that a
remember
great
for
idea?
like everyone, even if there's like new people coming in. And they already whistle to communicate, so when we hear it, we also know it's likely them.
Fine.
We can use the passageways between each other.
Or something, yeah.
To, like, know, you know that.
What was it again?
The blue rose.
No, the rose blooms. The rose blooms. But when?
In the morning.
I forgot.
No?
Let's just whistle.
We'll whistle.
More practical.
Great.
In that case, you can tell Tunch whichever thing you would prefer. I don't believe he's gonna stick around anyway, since he wanted to go be an artist somewhere, and that's obviously fine. He can do what he wants. At least I will know no one is gonna come over trying to kill me because of a bone.
What a vindictive little guy.
Yeah. Do you have
Aren't
like,
we all though?
I don't know, a bloody rag or something that we could, like with your smell on it or something? I don't know.
Let me see. And she looks around her bed to see if like she can find just one of like an old rag.
Mm-hmm.
Like a period cloth.
Oh god.
That's the worst
because
kind.
you asked for a bloody, and then like for like an old cloth. I'm like, okay. Why would it have blood on there?
I was like more so that like even if it's not like
a new one.
Like basically like
A
making
fresh
it
blood
seeming
one.
bloody.
Exactly.
So that it seems like we killed her, but well.
She grabs an old rag, takes her like weapon that she has, stabs herself in the hand, and let it bleed like a little enough to be on the cloth, so it will at least smell like her. And she gives it to you. Is this enough?
How good is a goblin's sense of smell anyway?
I don't think it's very good.
Okay.
But he has the creature with him, the fuzzy one.
Oh yeah, do you think he is gonna turn it into taxidermy sooner or later?
Would you like to know the truth, or would you like a comforting response?
I would like to know the truth so we can save it.
I'm fairly certain that's the plan.
Okay, fair. It's too well fed.
He was never one to actually take care of something or someone, so I was surprised when he brought sausage in.
Yeah, sausage.
Yeah.
We have to save sausage.
If I know I'm asking you to do something massive, I'm asking you to kill a person who has destroyed my tribe.
Oh no, we were here to do that anyway.
And still, you spared me and listened to me when you could have just ignored my words and kill everyone here. She goes to the weird altar that has like a skull thing on it, and she brings over the skull. And as she gets closer, you see it's not an actual skull. This is a skull-shaped incense burner. And she tells you, the thing that I haven't burned yet, it's quite valuable. You can probably sell it for a good price. At least, let me thank you by that. And she offers you incense that is probably could be sold for a good price, or be used if you're interested in.
That's too kind. Out of interest, which is the bone that Kench wants? What is his name? Tench or Kench?
Tunch.
Forget. Kunch. Yeah, whatever. His name. The little taxidermist. Which bone did he want? Out of interest.
He wanted one of the central chest bones that I have on the wall here.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
It's too much of a big bone. It's not even a small one. I can't just fully take out the lung rib cage and just give him half of it. Especially when I was trying to, do something very specific, but by now it's a little bit by principle.
You're gonna keep trying to summon the Sandpoint Tower?
If you're gonna take care
gonna
of
try
him,
and go roll with us first.
I think if you're gonna take care of him, I have no reason to, but if I get word that you are, if you died, I'm gonna try again.
Don't worry, you won't.
I hope so. As I cannot stress this enough, do not underestimate him. If you feel like you are unprepared, wait until you are. His force is unimaginable. Don't be rash.
Thank you for the warning. We'll be careful.
And I'll stay with my men, hoping for a good word. Thank you for listening to me. And, well, not eliminating me when you could.
Thank you for sharing so much information with us. This was way more helpful than could have ever gotten from just, like, killing you. So,
I agree.
thank you too.
She kind of nods you goodbye as you're making your way to leave.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll never forget you, Grinalda.
Yes,
Minargul.
exactly.
How are you so bad with names, Giovanni?
Listen, I remember beauty, visuals. I don't remember words.
Words can
for
be
me
beautiful.
carry no
Wouldn't
particular
you agree,
beauty.
Sappho?
Yes.
Are you suggesting that Minargul is not beautiful?
No, I think.
Oh no, Minargul is a very high quality name as far as names go. It's not a flower name, so it's not like top tier, but it's pretty good.
Of course, flower names are the best for Giovanni.
And sometimes changing names is a good thing. Sometimes you know, a lot of, artists or leaders change it. Sometimes to also stay in secret. Like,
True.
So I guess we can just walk out and the guards won't attack us.
Yeah, they are all standing down. She gave you all the information she could because she is betting on you to essentially save her tribe from being just wiped out because of Ripnugget.
Well, we're betting on ourselves to not be wiped out by Ripnugget either, so...
Fair enough.
As we're walking through the room, Giovanni kind of like taps Jiji on the shoulder. Quick, apologize for blasting their asses, exploding their asses as hard as he did. You have to say sorry. You have to leave a good impression.
I mean, do the goblins, like, how mind-controlled are they? Like, do they actually, like, think by themselves right now? Or, like, is it just one mind control art against the other?
They seem to have, like, fully conversations between them. I think the sense you get here is, like, she takes the control back, meaning she puts them back to normal.
Okay.
But the moment they leave from the door, they can get over Ripnugget's control.
I see. Then, well, sorry for blasting in. We were kind of told you guys were evil, but you don't seem so evil now, so...
You have one of them responding, "Oh, that's okay. Sorry for attacking you. We also thought we needed to protect Minargul, but then she said to stop."
Yeah, she kind of protected herself with that, so... You got a great leader there. Protect her.
Thank you. We will. And, like, salutes you.
Till next time, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll see each other again. Maybe don't. Have a good one.
Thanks, miss. You too.
Stay safe.
Like, waving you. Thank you very much. As you leave towards the exit. Now, my question is this. You have multiple directions that you might be able to explore and see what you find there. But tell me, what is your first hunch? What would you start going with? Is it going to hunch, or is it going to, like, maybe find something secret or something hidden?
I think Tunch should probably be like our first kind of like big stop.
Yeah.
But personally, I would be curious if there's anything in the storage chamber that they say only contains food.
I mean, we can have a
Sure.
quick glance into the storage room, so... You can just open the door
You
and
can go
have a
take a
look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
since
the
it's
way.
just on the way there, might as well.
No one is guarding it. You open the door to a small-ish chamber filled with boxes and, like, what looks to be barrels mostly.
No, just... Yeah, but just check, like, have a quick look through these boxes, these barrels, like maybe open one or two that are not sealed and check inside if I can find anything there.
Yeah.
Or like searching for a few minutes.
Yeah, give me a perception roll. This chamber mostly smells like pickle brine and, like, a little even spoiled food. You open some of
pickles.
the... You open some of the boxes and crates, and you open some of the jugs that you see here, the barrels. You do find mostly some pickled food. You find some spoiled food as well. You find some cakes that seems to be kind of well preserved as well in this area. In like one of the small crates, there are like 6 of them. Other than that, you don't find anything like extra special. It does seem to be like chamber of food.
Well,
All right, fair.
I mean-
I'm not here to steal goblin food, even if I like pickles very much.
I mean, I would say that also we can take some time, like also on the way to Tunch again to, like, just check. I mean, there was one secret tunnel in that room. Maybe there's more,
Maybe.
or like maybe there's one that is around the throne. Because if she said, "Hey, I've heard somebody basically talk in the walls," that it might be something there.
Yeah, I had the same hunch of maybe we might want to clear out the spider room, because if there's like a way leading further in or down there, that could also be important.
Yeah,
So-
I mean we
But
can.
I'd probably check with Tanj first and see what he can reveal for us, if he knows of anything. And if he doesn't, then we'll just have to look around ourselves.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Are you going directly to Tunch, or are you stopping what Sappho essentially suggested? Let's check the throne room and then. Just so I will know where you're headed.
My suggestion would be go to Tanj, but we can also go directly
Yeah.
to search for secret.
No, I mean, no, let's deal with Tunch so that he doesn't, I don't know, stabs us in the back. We make sure to like step again so that we don't. I know. Wait, we deactivated him. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
All traps are deactivated.
My nose. Itchy.
You go back to Tunch's chamber. Ha! You're back! Did you kill the witch?
Yes.
Yay!
But we did not. There were. When we took care of her,
They kind of chased us out.
yeah, they went kind of batshit insane.
Oh,
And I would not advise still going to them. I think they seem, maybe they like you, but they seem still pretty.
Maybe the mind
Aggressive.
control takes a while to wear off, so, we just stay clear of the area.
maybe. That's true. I don't want to be, taken over. And I have a different mission. I am on my way to be the master taxidermist.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you.
So we need that map now.
All right. You see, he's like listening to what you're saying about the witches dead, everything is this. I would like to ask for a deception roll just to see if he
Yes.
senses anything out of the ordinary.
I will happily give you that. Am I rolling this open or close?
It's gonna be closed.
Dun dun dun.
I guess since I'm also talking, should I help, or like do you also
Yeah.
need us to roll, or can I just leave it to Sappho?
You can give an aid roll if you would like. If you are
it's
trained
helpful?
or
I am at
anything
least
above it.
trained.
Yeah, aid could give a +1 or 2 for what you rolled, so unless you critically fail, it's gonna help, yes.
Well, then that's not critically
And
fair.
aid is open. Yeah, you succeed. So that's a +1 to Sappho.
Nice.
Yeah.
It seems like this kind of like glosses over him. He doesn't seem to be suspicious about anything of what you said. He takes one of the leather like just slabs and starts drawing a map into it. For mechanical reasons, I'm just gonna pack you up and move you in places to make it easier for me. But I am gonna tell you.
Guided tour for us.
Guided
Nice.
tour. I am gonna tell you.
Palace.
He is going to do, like you did what he asked for. He is going to do the best he can to show you things. They're not here. So you are going to get a map of everything that he has knowledge of in this area.
So we know that after the Sandpoint devil is at that to the right behind it, there's some more area and apparently also a broken down tunnel. That's good to know.
Yeah, we've got a
That is
layout
also
of the training
correlating
room.
with something you have been told already by Minargul, that there is a chamber that they barred up inside the dog training area because they don't like the crawlies that go there.
Yeah.
He will also have a map of like all of the area that has webs, but he doesn't know the state of it other than the fact that it's full of webs, and that's about it. Which leads you to the fact that he gave you the map of basically almost everything you can see. Essentially, like any door that he doesn't know what's behind, he would not have the part to show you. But other than that, he gave you a map of all of the place as far as he knows.
So he
And
doesn't
does
know anything
add-
secret.
So he does add that in his side of the chamber, there is the opening to the secret area, but he doesn't know where it goes to because it hasn't been there in a while. Though he will tell you that his suspicions, and I'm going to mark it on the map, is that the nearest door to when you go inside to the web area and then go down, his suspicion is that is the tunnel that leads to whatever's behind the tunnels that he's looking at, but he has never actually been on the other side.
Because he's a coward.
Honestly kind of is, yes.
I mean, being a coward can keep you safe.
It did, so far.
Yeah, so...
You have to stay alive to become the best taxidermist alive.
Precisely.
So we know that there's a couple more entrances that that might be closed off and where he has no knowledge of.
Yes.
Especially in the webbed area. That's good to know. We know where the creepy quarries are, and I think now we should maybe look at the throne room and see if there's, secret tunnels.
By the way, what do you need the bone for?
I'm sorry?
What did you need the bone for?
What bone?
So
Why
when we
did you need the
fought
bone
her,
so badly?
when we fought her and said, Tanja sent us, she was like, just because he wanted this bone. And we were like, what kind of bone? We were very confused.
She said that? What a witch!
I mean, yeah, she's a witch, right? So,
Yes. I mean, it's
Accurate
for my
description.
taxidermy.
Ah,
where
And he
did you need
shows
a
you-
single
I don't know
bone?
what I expected.
You see that on his table, he's currently working on a bat, scorpion, rat, spider taxidermy? It's like, but imagine all of this, but more. Bigger.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
I know.
you could...
By the way, we're gonna free sausage now.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
I
you
think-
heard me.
Why?
Don't want him to become taxidermy. He's cute.
Isn't it the perfect reason to become taxidermy?
No.
You should focus on making taxidermy out of already dead stuff instead of killing stuff to make it into taxidermy.
Humanoids are so weird. Why do you...
I know, and I'll just...
But imagine, look at him lifting his tail. Imagine the tail being lifted forever.
Yeah, but it only is this cute because he lifts it sometimes. If it's always, then it's like boring.
Listen, you can have like the bones of at least 6 dead goblins over in the main hall in exchange for just one sausage. How's that
Goblin
sound?
taxidermy? That's just inhumane.
Well, now you are the one with weird standards.
Point noted. Do you have to
You
take
don't
him
have
though?
to make like an entire goblin taxidermy. You can like just use the bones for your other taxidermies.
Not a bad idea. Do you have a bone to give me? I'll give you I'll give you sausage if you have a bone.
Alright, I'll get some bones.
Okay.
Giovanni
Give
just
me
walks
5
back
minutes.
to...
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like this
Collect
is
some
just
bones over
making
in the main
Tanj
hall.
more dangerous. It's basically like showing him that he can use humanoids for taxidermy.
I mean, the room right next to you has a buttload of skulls that is not humanoids.
Also true. I will bring him some of those.
It's definitely going to be easier.
Yeah, look how many different skulls. Imagine the different kind of works of art you can create with those.
Deal. Sorry, sausage.
Oh, perfect.
And his sausage is like looking confused, like.
I want to call sausage.
Don't
Like,
worry,
come here,
sausage. We'll
sausage.
take good care of you.
Does sausage listen?
Sausage seems to be very confused. You can see he's quite attached to his, well, the one who feeds him a lot. So he's very confused that he's like, you're calling it, and he's like not calling him back. Like he doesn't like immediately approach, but he also doesn't like, he's not suspicious of you because you've been here before. So at some point he will like kind of approach slowly towards you.
Oh, sausage, my sausage, just come with us.
Do we have like a ration or something that we could offer sausage?
Probably.
Since
Sausage also actually has better physicality, for example, from like Cruncher. So that's very likely that he will be able to climb a ladder if you try to make him.
Perfect. Sausage, you are going to be our friend now?
We escort Sausage to the ladder. I'll be below him, one of you is above him, and then we'll kind of like, I don't know, transport him up there.
Cook some with food.
If it works. Let's use some rope for safety, but let's
Do you
get him out
just
of
want
here.
to let him run free, or do you want to bring him to the forest so he can,
We should join Tipp and
That's a good
Cruncher.
question. We could also ask the other group of goblins if they want him as a pet.
True.
Yeah.
Main priority for me was to not have him end up as taxidermy in the next few days.
Yes. I don't know how much he's been domesticated. I don't know how well he can feed himself.
Yeah, that's why I said he could stay with Cruncher and
Good
Tipp,
question.
Then
Yeah.
Tipp can take care of
True.
him as ranger. But he'd still be like half
True.
wild, and then like, maybe he does enjoy that.
Probably Tipp can help him to get like rewilded again.
Or go the other direction and open a petting zoo.
No.
So the only thing I'm gonna ask for this is a nature roll, because to try to convince Tunch to go with you and not with the one who feeds him will require some convincing.
Alright, hidden or open?
Open. You will see if he responds or not.
Perfect. I'll keep my hero point in my back pocket for this one in case I roll badly. But plus 13 nature. Nature is kind of like one of Giovanni's things, so that's like one thing he can actually do.
Ooh.
Oh, 18 on a die plus 13. That's pretty good. 31 total.
31 is so high. To like, you convince Sausage to go after you. It seems kind of reluctant to leave its master, but you are kind of offering it food, and his master seems to be like waving it off, so it follows you around. Do you take it out, or do you take it
Perfect.
to Minargul?
Well, we could ask Minargul, but otherwise
No,
we would
I think
try to...
some vitamin D might be really good for this bear. Some sunshine,
True.
some fresh
Just living
air.
in a cave permanently might not be the healthiest.
Yeah.
Like,
Best would be if Tipp could take care of it, I don't know.
I mean,
Or like,
Tipp
already taking care of Cruncher.
Tipp kind of not gotten that far. I mean, especially with how Cruncher has, that he wasn't super well. So maybe we can still catch up and ask.
Yeah, you can.
I'm
do
sure
that.
we can.
You happen to have like some kind of magic stuff that can contact Tipp on distance?
No.
Don't know how magic stuff works like that.
No, but I can yell pretty loudly. I know how to make my voice travel far.
Oh, okay.
Just
But like, we might not want to do that around the pit. This area is still not nicest with bandits. And
yeah, it would have
You know.
otherwise just maybe a nice yodel.
still, it would attract attention.
Tipp has heard that before. Yes, but I mean, I would also do this definitely if we have brought sausage outside and then yodel in the direction of. I mean, we know that Tipp would have gone direction of
I know, but
Sandpoint.
like, the whole area around the pit is kind of dangerous, and there's bandits in the area, and
Yes.
we don't
Yes.
really want to yodel loudly with those kinds of peoples around or creatures or
Okay.
you know.
Yes. And we can also,
We don't want to save
take
sausages
sausages
and
forward
then
with us.
get kidnapped. And then sausages
Okay,
slip.
here's my suggestion. We talk to Minargo to watch over him until we are back, and either after we've killed Ripnugget or once we decide we have to head back to town for the day, we pick him up.
Okay. Is that the plan?
Yes,
Sounds like
we're hiring them as pet sitters.
Yes.
Yes.
like it's kindergarten. It's a bear garden.
So
Yes.
you're sending Tunch to stay with Minargul and her guards.
No, not Tunch, by God. Not sausage.
We are sending the human to be babysitted. No, you're sending sausage to be guarded by Minargul and the guards.
Honestly, I do have a bad feeling about Tunch running about on his own. I feel like he should have a caretaker, a babysitter,
Someone
some kind
should
of
tie a belt
someone
to
who
him.
keeps him in check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like half debating of like if he wants to be like an actual taxidermist of like go outside and maybe like talk to some merchants, but he seems a bit too chaotic to let loose on Sandpoint, so I didn't. So I was like,
Let him loose.
Like we don't want to ruin our reputation in Sandpoint by having brought somebody who, will then take their cats or something and then just be like, look, I met a red cat. And it's like, no.
That sounds like something Tunch would do.
Yes.
Tunch has enough crazy energy to where there's only like two possible outcomes. Either we find him dead in like a week because he tried to taxidermy a living cave ogre or some shit.
Yes.
Or he just becomes the absolutely legendary master taxidermist and like rises up to godhood and becomes god of taxidermists or something like that.
Heck yes, does the trial, succeeds the trial, becomes a god.
And the chance for the first option is about 99.9%. And the chance for the second option is
There's no in between option.
Exactly.
probably zero.
Slim.
So let's just verify. You're putting sausage with the guards. What do you go to do as you put sausage to be with them? If it's for a shorter while, they don't have an issue keeping sausage.
Yeah, it's really just so like I guess while we're investigating the
Yes.
For a couple hours.
Yeah. the throne room. We're kind of saying, we've been here a few hours. By the end of the day, we would want to head back before nightfall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we don't have to go home while it's dark, kind of.
Yes.
So however much time that leaves us now to still do investigating for that much time, Sausage would be with them.
Tell me what you're starting with. Where are you going to investigate?
Throne room.
Throne room.
I want to look at this whole area around the throne, because somehow this the throne also feels so much like it might be important, and it's also where Minargul had thought to hear whispers in the walls.
Yeah,
So-
I guess I'm also looking at this part up here where Cruncher's cave was, those corners.
Perfect. How about Giovanni?
Or just what I'm exactly focusing on in the room?
Exactly. What are you looking at to see? Because Sappho is looking in general to see if she finds anything in this area. Jiji is looking more into the cave where Cruncher is, as Sappho looks around the throne itself. Do you focus on something specific?
If there was anything specific, I suppose the walls. If I can see any little cracks or any hint at another secret behind the walls or something like that.
Then you can all either give me perception or survival. Depending on what you roll, you get different results, different information.
I'll go with perception.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not taking survival because that's a 0.
Oh, my survival is actually good. Actually, can I change it still?
Yes.
Because then I would go with survival. It's actually, interestingly, the exact same as my perception right now.
You can change it to survival if you would like. Starting with Jiji. While you don't find any secret doors in the wall in the cave of Cruncher, you do find around where you are looking for an assortment of items that seems to be kind of mixed up next to some waste, but they do seem to be having some value if you would like to look at them.
Yeah, totally.
As for Giovanni. Looking around inside the wall to see if you find anything, you find a hidden cavern in the wall right next to the throne, where you can find a closed, kind of a secret closet that holds a collection of spears that you also seem to think might have some more value. Some of them seem just simple ones, but one of them seems to be more important.
Oh, look at that. I'll call Sappho and Jiji over as I find that to take a look at it.
Sappho,
Yes.
you examine the chamber. Behind the throne, blended in perfectly with the wall, you can see the slightest slit that tells you the wall behind the throne is a secret door. However, it's not only that you notice. You realize instantly a couple of things. You don't know how this door was made, but you know that no matter what you do, opening that door is loud. If there's something on the other door, on the other side, you do not have the option to surprise it. At all. You can also spot around the area right next to the secret door very little traffic. As if something went in and out of this very few times. But this does not appear anywhere in the map you were given, nor in Minargul's description. Which gives you the hunch that, fitting what you're looking for, if there's something that goes through the wall up, it will be to the west of where Minargul sleeps, so whispers might be able to go through depending on what's on the other side. But I think the biggest thing you understand here is not only this door has been found and there's little traffic. If you choose to go through this door, there is no turning back. And you will face Ripnugget.
Ew.
Oh, damn.
Like, Sappho will just point at like this and be just like, a conspiracy of like, so I've learned, like, I did my classes on, how to also deal with like, a lot of adventuring things, like, opening up, locks and all this, but also to like, what are common things and how you should look at which kind of angles. And if you see here, if you like, wait, you just need to go directly this angle here, you can see this little slit, like this hairline fracture basically. And with everything, I would maybe first make sure before we open this up, because we'll definitely alarm somebody, like, and if he's currently in there, like Mr. Ripnugget, he'll know, and I think we have no other choice than to fight. Would say maybe let's look at everything here first, so that we don't have anything that is, gonna stab us in the back, and maybe I maybe need to do a little bit of a sleepy sleep, because I otherwise can't do bless again, and I'm a little bit worried, because everyone has told us how he will rip us into tiny little nuggets, and I don't want to be a nugget. I don't think I will taste good, unless you want to go there now.
No, I think Jiji is here agreeing with Sappho, but it's like, I guess it's just worry of like if we can afford to sleep on this. But I guess that's for next session.
It will be. However, what you decide to do, whether it's to keep exploring here, go through, or go back to prepare, I will remind you two very major points. One, there is no going back if you open that door.
Yeah.
Two, you have been told by multiple different beings, don't underestimate him, be prepared. He is dangerous. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You don't have a timeline to how long it will take for the dooms to arrive. You only now found a clue, but you don't know if it's gonna be now. It doesn't seem like there's something so far that you would know it's in a day, it's in a week, etc.
Yeah, I think the bigger danger is that if we come in underprepared and we die, then the 7 dooms will most definitely happen.
Yes.
If we wait another day, maybe we are super unlucky and something bad happens.
Maybe one doom's happened,
but we can probably afford
maybe
to.
stop the rest or something. I don't know.
But yeah, on that note, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for playing.
Exactly.
Super fun session.
Yeah, big decisions.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Major discovery
Bye-bye.
session.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Red Sun Rising is made by Of Dice and Dinner, produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy. Red Sun Rising uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy at paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Red Sun Rising is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Original characters and content are the property of Dice and Dinner. Our podcast intro-outro theme is made by Frieda, Melando, and Shachar Bieber. Of Dice and Dinner is happy to be in touch, and our email is the best way to do so. That's ofdiceanddinnerpodcast@gmail.com.